Okay, so for this video, we're going to look at writing an equation given transformation. So for this first one, it says I go up 9. And so remember, what part of your equation that moves it up or down, which I made a little note over here, is going to be my b value. So I know that's going to be my b. And then it says it's vertically stretched by a factor of 7. Okay, well, what part of the equation stretches it? Well, I know that's going to be my m right here. So that means that my slope is 7. And then lastly, it says that's reflected in the y-axis. Well, what part reflects it? Well, I know that only if it's negative out in front does it reflect. And so now I'm going to put that all together to write my equation. So I have y equals, it's reflected, so I know there's a negative out in front. It's stretched by a factor of 7, so I know that 7 is my m. So remember, we're looking at y equals mx plus b. And so then I have x, and then it says it goes up 9. And now since it's going up 9, that means this is going to be a positive 9. So I'm going to add 9 at the end. Okay, let's try another one. So again, we're looking at y equals mx plus b. Okay, now this one says I'm going down 6. So again, this is my b value. Then it says it's compressed by a factor of 1/6. So again, when it's talking about being compressed, that's talking about its slope. That's saying it's widening out. And so that means that this is my m. Now this one didn't tell us that it is reflected in the y-axis. So since it doesn't tell us that, I know my m is going to be positive. And so now putting that all together, my m is 1/6 x. And now this time, since I'm going down 6, that means I'm going to subtract 6 at the end. And so this is my answer. Okay, go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to try the next two on your own. So these are the answers that you should have gotten for number 3 and 4. For number 3, it says I'm going down 1, so that means that my b value there is going to be -1. It says it's compressed by a factor of -2/5, so I know that's going to be my slope. And then it was also reflected. And so I know that I'm going to have the opposite of that slope. So this one was a little bit tricky in the fact that there were two of these. This was negative, but then I'm also reflecting. And so when I first wrote it out, I knew there's going to be a negative out in front. But then my slope was also -2/5. And so since I have these two negatives right next to each other, those actually end up making a positive. So this ended up turning into a positive 2/5 x minus 1. And then for number 4, that one was a little bit more straightforward. I'm going up 3, so I'm adding 3 at the end. I'm stretched by a factor of 4, so 4 is my slope. Okay, that's it for this video. Go ahead and move on to that last one where, actually, no, never mind. We have 2 more examples. Okay, so now I'm going to write the following equations given the transformation. So I'm going to write a linear function g of x that is translated 5 units down from y equals -5x plus 10. So I'm going 5 units down. So I know that's affecting my b value, my slope, or not my slope, my y-intercept. And since I'm going 5 units down, I know I'm going to subtract 5 from that y-intercept. Well, here, remembering that this is y equals mx plus b, my b value is 10 for this equation already. But now I want to go 5 units down from it. And so to do that, I'm just going to subtract 5 from that 10 there. And so I get that y is equal to -5x plus 5. Okay, let's try another one. Now this one says to write a linear function g of x that's translated 7 units up from this one. So again, this is my b value. I know that that's what's being added at the end. I want to go 7 units up, so that means I'm going to add 7 to my y-intercept here, my b. So I'm going to add 7 to this side. And so I get that y is equal to 1/2 x. Well, negative 7 plus 7, that's just 0. And I don't really have to write and add 0 at the end, so I can just write this as y equals 1/2 x. Okay, now that's it for this video. Go ahead and move on to the last one where we will explain a transformation given equation.